Okusinziira ku Dr. Rebecca Isabella Kichoncho okuva mu Climate Hub International akinoganyiza nti ekikka ekisusse bayinza okukirwanyisa n'enkola ez'enjawulo olw'abantu basobole okweyagalira mu nsi eno.
The need for capacity development, not only for legislation, but also for creating relevant change in our country. I have also had the need for collaboration, and I have also heard that there is no shortage of opportunities in this country. What I have seen in this room is that everyone, every partner, every actor has a different strength. And if we put our minds together, then we can achieve a lot together. So we have the legislative arm, we have the private sector. I'm happy to hear that you have 95% of the taxpayers. We have had civil society and advocacy. We have the media in this room. We have bodies that have footprints with development partners. We also have development partners in this room.
Okuva mu Private Sector Foundation, Omwami Stephen Asimwe agamba nti bagenda kubanga basaawo. Wabula okuva mu Private Sector Foundation, Omwami Stephen Asimwe agamba nti bo bagenda kubanga bakwasaganya abantu okufuna emirimu era nga gituukagana n'omutindo tangira ebikolwa ebiyinza okuleetawo okutyobola obutonde bwensi.
Members of Parliament for the cooperation. So quickly, Honorable Chair and members, the PSFU is Uganda's umbrella body for the private sector. We represent, in context, about 95% of the taxpayers. We have the largest consortium of employment in the country, and many of these members here are part of us. Mr. Mawanda constantly having coffee in my office every day, so this discussion is important. But quickly, our mandate, Honorable Chair and members, is that we are first a policy and advocacy institution, and we advocate and create policies that are going to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, and attendant benefits have already been stipulated. But two, we are also very strong on capacity building, on skills, and we also ensure that we open markets and we grow this economy. So this initiative, Honorable Chair and members, is that it's going to present Uganda as a regional leader in this context of what Mr. Mawanda said and everybody else, especially as we enter green industrialization. Very, very important. I think we can chant what Obama used to say, yes, we can. I think for us, success looks like this. To have Uganda as a home of the low carbon transition environment, that will create a Uganda carbon market readiness program, that we open a network up to the village.
Has since operated from there. It is dedicated to access to modern, affordable, and reliable energy services across all the 8 partner states. As you are going to see later, and our mission is basically to promote renewable energy and energy efficiency markets, investments, and policies, basically to improve energy security and mitigate climate change. Maybe I should hasten to add that we have been solely supported and religiously supported by by UNIDO and SIDA, both in activities and payment of staff. Our target is that we operate in 8 East African partner states, including Burundi, Republic of Burundi, Republic of Rwanda, Republic of South Sudan.
Our consumers, we want to see that when the consumer sees on the product, sees a label indicating this RAM is of this efficiency class, whether it is class A or B or C, so that a consumer can make a decision to buy a good product. But once you have put a minimum level, it means the entire market, it has a minimum. Now, labeling helps in ensuring that now from the minimum, you can even have more efficient.
In Uganda, with a mission to advance the climate actions, we really take actions through the technical innovations, the carbon footprint. If you hear about corporate carbon footprint, we help organizations really understand their emission factors, starting from scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. Why am I asking that let's take the bottles away? Because we are managing scope 1. Scope 1 is the emissions that are directly managed by we the individuals. Okay, we are the first organization on the African continent to be carbon literacy organization. The knowledge we need for the future. We are killing the planet because we're very ignorant. We do not know how we're killing the planet. And then we are sustainable value chain design and then carbon market readiness. I like it when we talk about it that how best can we leverage from afforestation. The afforestation and reforestation. So I like it when you pass on that smart target that we need to improve from 10 to 25%. Ladies and gentlemen and honorable, I can assure you that climate is the next biggest employer. I can assure you that climate space is the next biggest, can I say, priority area to support the country's national development plan without any doubt. I can break it down for you and assure where the jobs are. I can break it down and assure that when it comes to afforestation, probably many players can learn and can really express interest to come and participate into voluntary carbon markets, besides the compliance in carbon markets. When it comes to baseline survey, the baseline survey have about 4 components. Corporate carbon footprint. You see the MRV, the monitor verification reporting systems. These are all jobs in this particular sector. Without any doubt, we can justify that. So Climate Hub's vision is to build a shared future for all life by triangulating the triple bottom line. Triple bottom line means people poverty.
Ebitongole ebyenjawulo okuli eky'abakyala, abavubuka ssaako n'ekya Oxfam nabo babadde obweyamu bwabwe nga bwe bagenda okuyambako mu kaweefube ono.
In Uganda, we have in our plan a 10-year plan which runs from 2021 to 2030 is to we have arranged our work in such a way that we address it through inclusive governance and accountability, where we work so much with the population, with the community, to make sure their voices are also amplified toward a number of issues around climate change, to advance climate justice. Another area of work that if we weave them together well is about resilient livelihoods. So here we're trying to economically empower people, but also to make sure that they are food secure. In our simple terms, we say for that particular component of work, we want to see that in every mouth of this country's citizen, there must be food, and in every pocket there must be what? Money. Because these are very strong ingredients to fighting poverty, but also climate change. Another area is advancing gender justice and women's rights. If you look at the statistics, I think majority of the people who are involved in small-scale agriculture, and I think I'm happy that even many female food producers are taking it at a bigger scale. So I think around 70% of the farmers are women. So that's why we think we work around advancing gender justice, women's rights, and increase access. It increases access, control, and ownership of productive resources such as land. You know, our tenure arrangement, and if the land tenure security is not really guaranteed, it becomes so difficult for a woman farmer to actually invest in some of these climate smart practices, which are of course very expensive.
Including transport. So we have expanded to a level of even working with the transport sector and then the banks to ensure that the support that the women in energy need is adequately provided. We are happy to be here today and we look forward to a fruitful engagement with the Parliamentary Forum for Climate Change.
As in Uganda, 90% of households rely on charcoal and firewood, which women actually face the most effects of this, because you realize women are the ones who go and collect firewood, they're cooking in the kitchen and all that. So as women realize, because of this, how do we come in and deal with deal with this with a grassroots woman. So WIN goes up to the grassroots to meet such challenges. We educate the grassroots woman on the benefits of transitioning from the charcoal and the firewood to other means of energy, which are actually efficient. And we do this with the goal of helping Uganda reach its net zero, which we are supposed to do so. And so something else that we do is we go into schools and we talk to the young girls from primary, secondary, up to the university levels, and just
the Zero Waste Cities program that thrives on the public-private partnerships, where we work with entrepreneurs and government to see that we have young people getting resources they need to pilot and scale their programs in zero waste. And then the climate change advocacy programs, which we are implementing with government bodies. For example, here in the country, we are working with the National Youth Force and the CCD, which is Climate Change Department of Ministry of Water and Environment.
Lack in knowledge when it comes to youth and climate issues. So this year, I call upon everybody to join us in this course. We are looking at creating a 9-week training that is specific for youth entities, that is going to teach them on the different thematic areas that are passionate to Uganda, as well as create opportunities for them to take part into these places. We hope that this training will be led by the Climate Change Department as well as us, spearheaded by our climate negotiators, and with the different entities in the room, like Carbon Literacy Project. I think you would be very good in taking lead in this. From my end, to just supplement what my boss earlier said, when Chair said they would look for evidence-based information for us, I think as Green Africa Youth Organization as well as the Youth Climate Council, we not only promise to provide that, but hold ourselves accountable to it, because we have a database of young entrepreneurs that are upscaling, that are recycling in clean energy solutions, as well as different restoration efforts ongoing. So what we shall do is this: not only will you be invited to take part in all these events that we shall be having, but different reports will be coming your way to show that this is actually happening, and the fight against climate change is already ongoing.
And especially in Kisese, but also we have programs in Karamoja. Currently we are working in Karenga and Kabong, where we are trying to solve climate change related risks emanating from conflict for water resources, but also conflict with scarcity for food and other related community challenges. So our coming here is to join other colleagues who are based in other smart areas, but our focus is on adaptation, and we look at sexual reproductive health and gender equality as an adaptation mechanism that can help community to cope with the challenges that arise from climate-related events.
Julius Mukunda okuva mu kitongole kya CS-BAG akuutidde bannayuganda okwenyigira mu bintu nga bino okukuuma obutonde bw'ensi kubanga kiyambako okufuna obulamu obulungi saako n'emirimu.
Promoting the climate change certificate of compliance under the BFP. But also we believe that this partnership should be able to enhance oversight and accountability of the climate change work that we have in this country. As you are aware that, for example, the Ministry of Finance has got a climate finance unit, and I think it will also be important to know what they do, the amount of money they receive, what does it do, and how is it contributing to climate change. But I think also this partnership should be able to promote new innovations in promoting climate change compliance. We need to be able to hold our government accountable, hold our regional partners accountable, but also at a global level accountable, especially in these ever-changing geopolitics that we know. Lastly, I think for me, Chair, is that this partnership should also be in position to see how Uganda can benefit financially from climate change funds that are there globally. And I think the Secretariat should be in position really with all of us to come on the table and say, how can we position the government, our government, to be to have investable projects in this country that we can be able to benefit. And I agree with my colleague who says that we can actually even
Ssentebe w'akakiiko kano aka Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change, Honorable Christine Nakimwelo Kaya, akuutidde ababaka abajja mu lukiiko lw'eggwanga olukulu olw'omulundi ogw'e12 okussa omulaka ku nsonga ya climate change kubanga ekwata ku bingi okuli ebyobulamu ssaako n'ebirala.
Era ntunuulidde okujja ku bubaka bwa East African Legislative Assembly 2027 naye tubadde nga tugamba abantu n'abantu bennyini nga batugamba nti bakosebwa enkyukakyuka y'obudde. Kakati enkyukakyuka y'obudde ekosa buli omu, tekyali nti ekosa balimi bokka, buli omu emukosa. Era buli kitongole kiteekawo engeri y'okukwanaganyamu ensonga zino ne bye kikola. Naye nga Paalamenti y'e11 egenderera, twagadde twetegeke bulungi nga Paalamenti y'e12 ejja. Tulabe abantu bano abeeteeseteese okukola obulungi ne Paalamenti ku nsonga z'enkyukakyuka y'obudde. Kubanga obulumi businga bye tufuna mu nkyukakyuka eno ffe nga Uganda. Kakati gwe mukolo gwe tubaddeko ebitongole ebyenjawulo nga byeyama okolagana ne Paalamenti naddala mu Paalamenti y'e12 ate n'okulabika nti Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change ekitongole kino ekikwanaganya abantu bonna eyo ne Paalamenti ku nsonga z'enkyukakyuka y'obudde nga kinywere bulungi kisobole okuweereza Paalamenti n'abantu abalala. So gwe mukolo omukulu gwe tubaddeko wano era njagala okwebaza abasobodde okukkiriza ensonga eno omuli ekitongole ekiyitibwa Women in Extractives. Eyo organization eri ekola mu nsonga z'enkyukakyuka y'obudde eziva mu bye tuyita ebyetusima ebyobugagga by'omu ttaka. Kakati tulina eyo Women in Extractives Energy Network, tulina Private Sector Foundation, tulina Climate Hub International, Advocates Coalition for Development in Environment, tulina East African Center of Excellence for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. Netubeera ne Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group, gye mumanyi nga CSBAG. Netubeera ne Green Africa Youth Organization. Netubeera ne New Horizons and Women's Education Center. Tubadde ne Reproductive Health Uganda. Tuli ne Oxfam Uganda. Era tuli ne Environmental Alert n'ekitongole ekiyitibwa Save the Children. Era tugamba nti amakolero okusima ebyobugagga by'omu ttaka byonna naffe twagala ng'eggwanga okufuna mu bugagga bwaffe n'okukola amakolero. Naye tugamba amakolero gano nga tugakola tubeere beegendereza nti omukka omubi ogubivaamu guleme kubanga ate gutukosa nnyo okusinga bye tunajja mu makolero. Tulina kye tuyita concept gye tuyita net zero, nti bw'oba oleeta ekkolero lyo omukka gw'obutwa ogulivaamu otegese otya okugumira osimbye emiti egigenda okumira obutwa obwo. Era ebiwandiiko ebituyambako okuteekawo amakolero gano mu bungi bwago bagajjameka birina okubeeramu akawaayiro ako. Ogenda kufulumya omukka gw'obutwa gwenkana gutya, kye tuyita carbon emission. Kati tulage omukka ogwo gw'ogenda okwoza mu bwengula oyina okubanga oyina ekuregi y'emiti gy'otegese ewantu ng'oba otegese mu ebyo byennyini by'ofulumya okulabika nga tebifulumya mukka mungi. Kati ezo ze technologies ze twetaaga. So tekiri nti ab'ebyobutonde bwensi tetwagala amakolero. Amakolero tugaagala nnyo n'okujja obugagga mu byobugagga bw'omu ttaka bye tulina tukyagala. Era oyiro ffe tumulindiridde n'amaanyi mangi. Kyetuva tugamba nti bino ebirina okutuyambako omukka gw'obutwa, for example 10 million tons of carbon zezigenda okuva mu bikolebwa mu oil region omuli Kabale airport, tuyina oil refinery ne fuel refinery. Kakati ebintu ebivaamu omukka naye tutegese tutya okumira omukka ogwo. Kyetuva tusaba ebibiranga budongo obugoma tebikwatwako kubanga bwe binaakwatwako ekitundu kyeyo ekyebunyolo tewajja kuba kisolo kisigalayo, wajja kuba wookya nnyo n'abantu bajja kuba tebakyasobola kubeerayo. Ate weesange ti essente ze twonoonera mu kujjanjaba abantu olw'endwadde eziba zizze olw'ebbuguma eringi ziyinza okubeera ennyingi ennyo kubanga waliyo abavubi, waliyo n'emirimu waliyo national parks, waliyo n'abantu, waliyo ebyobulimi n'ebirala byonna bijja kuba tebikyasobola kubeerawo bwe tunaaba tetutegese engeri gye tugenda kumira butwa buva mu oil extraction.
And our partners. I would like to say non-state actors like you, our partners, contribute a lot to the development of our nation. Do a lot. But sometimes we are either misunderstood or we are not understood or even not know that we are somewhere making a contribution towards the development of our country, especially as far as this climate change is concerned. Parliament is mainly on legislation and we need to legislate based on research and evidence. We do appropriation to different areas, so we need to know where really is to put the resources.
From now, we'll be very far as of now. I'd like to thank all partners for the work that you're doing around protecting the environment, improving livelihoods, and for some partner like Climate Hub, it is more of a social enterprise for innovatively keeping financially stable. Thank you very much. Of course, I very much welcome the partnership, and from the, I missed the introduction, but from the little that the chair mentioned, the partners gathered around the table, we are all involved in from a different angle, which is very healthy for our partnership, especially very healthy for the Parliamentary Forum on Climate Change. I'm sure you help us build expertise in the forum in a wide range of areas, which we very much need. In terms of budget appropriation, scrutinizing the budget, in terms of our representation, in terms of our legislative work that we do, and even in the oversight work.
Channel 44 regular nze Nixon Bale wano ku lukiiko lw'eggwanga olukulu mu Kampala.